Hey everyone, happy Friday. So, one of my favorite artists is Van Gogh. And apart from Van Gogh, I love Cezanne, I love Monet. I love most of the Impressionist artists. But my favorite is Van Gogh, and after that, I love Frida. Because, the way they use color is so spectacular. It's magical, literally. The emotions really come through the color. I mean, the art is gorgeous as well. But take, for example, Van Gogh's work. You open up any page, the intensity comes through, right? Even in his ink works, as you can see, this is his famous one. The intensity comes through. And I just love it. We went to the Met and we saw it there. Then the collection came to our local museum as well. I saw the sunflowers in person. It was just so vivid, you know. And he was a man of deep intensity. I think yellow was his color, yellow and blue. He was a man of so much intensity. Nobody disliked him. They just said he was just too intense for them. And they wanted him gone. Even Gauguin couldn't handle him beyond a point. But Gauguin also didn't have anything bad to say about Van Gogh. He just said he was just too intense. And it comes out in his art. Just look at this piece, this work. The emotions come through, and there's so much fluidity in his work. Just the greens, the yellows, bit of blue over here. It was more about emotions. That's what I was thinking today. How do we bring in emotion into art, and be less about technique? I mean, he knew his techniques, but to make it more fluid and flowing. So I used my acrylic marker pens and drew this, as you can see. I did a little bit of chibi Van Gogh. He looks chibi, doesn't he? I don't know if Van Gogh would have liked it, but Van Gogh was into trying all kinds of techniques and he put them in his art. Initially, he was into the Dutch painters, so his art was little on the morose side. I think maybe it's weather related, because Dutch art, oh, this is a lovely piece. If you go back and you see Dutch art, very somber colors. They look nice, they're really nice, but it's more on the reticent side of things. Look at this. So I was thinking, either we could do this or we could do the postman. But I like this one. And I'll probably make it a little different. And there was this guy who's also, I love this book. So the artist here also did his rendition of Van Gogh. He gave the whole storyline over here. And with acrylic marker pens, it looks really nice. The mark making comes through with acrylic markers. So this is what he did. If you can lay your hands on this book, it would be nice. So you can draw vampires in different styles of the masters. Look at this. Yeah, and he's done it with oils. That's the end result. It's a good book. It's a really good book by Eugene Kane. So that's the plan. I have my acrylic markers, my Arctics acrylic marker set, my Sharpie pens, and my Posca pens. And I have Sweet Pea at the back. So we'll start working for Friday. And then I'm going to go do some grocery shopping and eat out because it's my husband's birthday. I like eating out. Enough of my face. Where do I, this one, right. I'm going to move this to the side. Move both of them to the side. Well, you know what? I'm going to close this and try and make it a little different. Next to the pumpkin. Let me just cover the pumpkin. Don't want to be distracted by it. There we go. Fast forward, please. Well, I think this was a good rendition. A second one. That was the first one that I did. Here's the first one that I did. And I realized that Van Gogh didn't use black. I mean, he could have used blue and brown to make it black, but he could have mixed blue and brown to make black. But if you look at any of his paintings, he's just used very limited palette. It's just blue, yellow, green, in most of them, and brown. And the brown he's used for shading. Well, I like this one, but this one was more for me, and it's my version, my impressionist version of how I would have done it. But this is more of a study, you know. This was a study. I wanted to study him. I wanted to understand his techniques better. So this was not about me. This was learning from the master himself. Well, I wish I had known him. It would have been nice, even if he was very intense. I think it's just that people didn't understand him. Yeah, maybe he was ahead of his time. Maybe that's what it was. His paintings are just, even now, they're spectacular. And we haven't been able to move beyond what he sees. Maybe that's how actually the universe is, because we don't see more than 40% of what is there, in the universe. We just see 40%. That's what our brain allows us. So, I mean, I could do cross hatching here. I know today I'm not using my words properly. I could use some cross hatching here, but I think it's more about him. And I didn't want to make it a totally white background. I mean, here the background goes well with it. If you can see, I'm trying to not let the flash come into it. The light's too bright. You see this and this, they match. He was a master of shadow work as well. And then he matched it 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. He was just spectacular with his work. Well, that's Friday for you guys. And Monday, I will do an oracle reading for the week. And Monday's oracle was a little, this Monday's oracle was a little ominous, but up till now, nothing ominous has happened. Well, I'm just hoping next week is also going to be okay. That we're all going to be okay. And we'll make some art together. Until then, thank you everyone. I'll see you on Monday. Bye bye.